Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome to UT Dallas Electrical and Computer Engineering Department Fall 2021 orientation. Welcome everyone. Good morning or good evening, depending on your location. Okay, so let me just go ahead and share my screen with you. So let's see. So we have the pretty packed morning, of 2 hours here for orientation. So we will go through these slide sets, and there are lots of the presentations from the faculty members and other speakers. So once again, welcome, and let's go ahead and start. So before we start, please keep your microphone on mute mode, please. So can you guys all see this screen?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. So once again, keep your microphone on mute mode and feel free to type your questions in the chat box. So our staff member will be able to answer your questions while you are attending in this orientation. If you have any questions and that question can be answered live in the chat box. If those questions are not answered in the chat box during the orientation, we'll follow up and then we'll definitely give you answers. But most of the questions probably it is already answered in the slide set here in this orientation. So while you write your question, if your question is answered, you may just write it down that your question is answered or something like that. Our graduate office contact address is just one address. That is ECE Grad program at utdallas.edu. So always use this email to communicate with us. Okay. Our staff sent the package for this fall 2021 orientation. If you did not receive a package which contains these slide sets and forms and course lists and etc., please write to us in the chat box with your name and email address, and we'll send it to you. Often some students use abbreviation in your name. Please do not use any abbreviation in your name. We have difficulty of finding your name, so please do not use any abbreviation in your name, first name or last name. For those who did not send us RSVP in the web form, please write to us in the chat box as well, so we have your record. So you are not excluded in the future communication. Please write to us in the chat box your full name, your email address, and saying that you did not, participate in the RSVP online form, but you are here. Please write to us in the chat box. Once again, we have a pretty packed morning. So this orientation, we have the welcome message from Professor Larry Obozet, our department head. And then I will give a quick overview about the Johnson School and ECE department. And we'll go over different areas of study. And faculty will present each concentrations, like the 5 concentrations in electrical engineering, 2 concentration in computer engineering, and telecommunication engineering. And then we will have the graduate students experience from Mr. Shashank Satish. He is currently master's student here in our program. And then I will go over that graduate studies at UT Dallas and registration instructions and etc. So, so welcome message will be given by Dr. Lawrence Obozet, our department head. Dr. Obozet is fellow of American Vacuum Society. He was a Regent Outstanding Teaching Award for 2011, the highest teaching award in the UT system. So let us welcome Dr. Obozet.
Thank you, JB. Welcome, everybody. It's great to have you here. It's truly a pleasure to be able to add my welcome to that of Dr. Lee's today. You know, I watched the chat a little bit, please go ahead and when you have questions, put them into the chat so that we can make this as interactive as possible. JB, I've already seen at least one individual who hasn't found that package in their email yet, for example.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. We have a great group of presenters here today. Actually, I've gotten to see some of them turn on their cameras, which is wonderful. Thank you guys for being here and making those presentations for us today. They're going to tell you facts about UTD and electrical and computer engineering, facts about industry and our connection. We have great industrial connections here at UTD. Advice about joining us and about what the student experience is like. So I'm thinking, although it will be quite a long meeting, that you will truly benefit from it and have a actually enjoyable time in a long online meeting. So, and beneficial to you. I just want to make a very few quick points to make sure that I touch on this here for you today. The very first one is that COVID-19 is not going to stop UTD from having in-person classes this fall. This coming fall, our classes at UTD will be in person. So, you know what? Our governor has even made it where in the state of Texas, wearing of masks in buildings that are state supported is optional. And that's in part because our positivity rating here in Texas is down very substantially. And in addition, all of our businesses have been open for a very substantial period of time, and yet our positivity rating here is down. So I don't know, probably a few of you have watched the NBA playoffs. That's the National Basketball Association playoffs. Yes. The arenas in Texas are full, truly full. And yet there isn't any kind of a spike in COVID-19 occurring here. Because more and more of us are vaccinated, and because healthcare here is excellent. So if you come here, you can be safe here, despite the fact that we're open and the classes are in person. It won't be an issue. Second thing I wanted to make sure I mentioned is that we know that some of you are having visa difficulties, and we're prepared to be as helpful as we can be. So, for example, I have told the ECE faculty to enable our students who are visa challenged right now to be able to start their courses remotely. They are to enable you to start your course remotely. Now, when you can get your visa, come, get here, start your in-person portion of the class. It should be reasonably seamless to do so. As part of that, then, I'm encouraging you to register for your courses today. Don't try to hold off until you can actually get your visa in hand. We'll work with you to enable that course to begin on time, whether you have your visa or not. And then at the very least, let us know what courses you want to register for so we can begin to hold your place for you. So please keep us up to date on your visa progress as well. So I guess there's quite a bit more that I could say, and ordinarily I like to brag on our faculty and a bit about the various areas in which you can study and the weather and the community here and all sorts of things. But my understanding is there's 2 hours of which I should only take a minimal amount so that more important people can speak. So JB, let me turn it over to you.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Larry. So Dr. Obozet gave a quick overview about the fall 2021 the course registration. I will go over very detailed about it. He said, one thing he said was,
There were a couple of questions in the chat that maybe, Larry, you want to address about the COVID situation. I'm sorry.
Okay, Marco, thank you. So
putting my glasses back on again so that I can see the questions, actually read the questions. If the student isn't vaccinated, then would she will have to quarantine upon reaching Dallas. That will depend upon the US CDC guidelines at the time of your arrival.
I have that information in the slide.
JB, Professor Lee will answer that in a moment. And then in the uneventful circumstance that the COVID-19 cases spike again, will UT Dallas once again switch to online classes? That will depend on both our governor and the US CDC. But our governor of the state of Texas is very much interested in getting business back to normal. And in fact, has demonstrated that business back to normal functions well here in the state of Texas. So I think that it to be a very unlikely. So uneventful, I'm going to take as meaning unlikely circumstance. And that will depend, of course, upon our political leaders. But I agree with you that it's unlikely.
So thank you for your questions. Keep writing your questions in the chat box. Even though it is not answered live, please be sure to just write your questions in the chat box. Don't hold on it, just write it, and then we will answer it. Likely, we will just write it in answer in the chat box because we have so many materials to go over. So please keep writing questions on chat box, okay? So let me go ahead and share the screen again. So we will go over the graduate program quickly. So here is our department administration. Dr. Obozet, our department head, and myself, JB Lee. I'm an associate department head for graduate program, and Dr. Naufal Al-Dahir is associate department head for undergraduate program, and Dr. Arya Nostratinia is associate department head for class scheduling. Our engineering school level administration, our engineering dean is Dr. Stephanie Adams, and associate dean for academic affairs in Johnson School is Dr. Porras Balsara, and associate dean for research for Johnson School is Dr. John Hansen. Both Dr. Balsara and Dr. Hansen are faculty member in electrical and computer engineering. For the university level, Dr. Richard Benson is the president of the University of Texas at Dallas, and Dr. Inga Musselman is provost of UT Dallas, and Dr. Juan Gonzalez is dean of graduate studies. So he's the overseer for all graduate program in all entire university. And Dr. Josephine Vita is the director of International Student Services. So if you're an international student and if you have any issue of I-20 or arrival information and those kind of things, then you will communicate with the International Student Services office, Dr. Vita's office. Here's our mission statement of the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering. So our department is to provide excellent education in modern electrical and computer engineering theory and practice, and our graduates are uniquely qualified for rewarding and successful careers in a diverse range of ECE fields, including signal processing, communications, circuits, digital systems, materials devices, speech image processing, control systems, power electronics, motors and drives, and biomedical applications of electrical and computer engineering. The degrees that we offer in our program is 3 programs: electrical engineering, computer engineering, telecommunication engineering. And 3 programs, we all have this master's program and PhD program. And EE and CE, we have a bachelor's degree program as well. Very few numbers, but there are some students who are taking actually combined MSEE degree with MBA degree in Jinda's School of Management. So that is another option that you can choose. Here is a quick overview. Oops, I'm sorry. Here is a quick overview about the Johnson School. So Johnson School was established in 1986, fairly young college, but now we have the 7 departments. Electrical and computer engineering is one of the largest. Computer science is the largest department as of now. And EEC and TE bachelor's program, we have around 1,100 students. Master's program, a little bit more. Both master's and PhD program, we have a little bit more, 200 students each. Electrical and computer engineering faculty members, we have 40 tenured and tenure track faculty members and 18 professors of instructions. So our professors of instruction are typically coming from, with extended career in local industry. And because we are located right here in the North Texas high-tech hub, our professors of instructions have really distinguished careers. Out of this 58 faculty members, we have 16 faculty members are IEEE fellows. Our faculty members are really excellent. Our annual research expenditures in the department is $13.5 million, and engineering school total, it is $57 million. If we look at this number, the internships, maybe you're interested in taking internships while you're taking your master's degree or PhD degree. And this is just the number of ECE graduate students who have been taking internships. So 2018-2019 academic year, 156 students took internships. 2019 and 20, 138 students took internships. So if you just look at this number and master's and PhD student number, almost all students who want to take internships, they get it. Okay, so we have a very good opportunity for internships. In terms of ranking, based on U.S. News and World Report in 2021, EE electrical engineering, we have 50s in the nation, and computer engineering 52nd in the nation, and 32nd in public university in the nation, and 28th in public university for EE. And we are, both programs are all third in ranking in Texas public universities after UT Austin and Texas A&M in College Station. Although this number is like 50 and 52nd, I believe our quality is way, way better than this. We deserve higher ranking, but always the ranking, it takes a lot of time. So we are pretty young university, and our Johnson School is fairly young. So it takes some time to climb up the ladder. Here is another data that I want to show you that this is American Society of Engineering Education report in 2019. And this shows number of master's and PhD students awarded. And this is a ranking of numbers, this is quantity, okay? So if you look at this master's, MSEE, we are 9th in numbers, and MSc is 32nd in numbers in the nation. And if you look at the PhD, it is even higher. PhD numbers generated from our EE program is 5th in the nation. We are a large program. And PhD in CE, 29th in the nation. Recently, we see a lot of increase in our enrollment in computer engineering. So this number will be soon pretty going higher and higher. And number of bachelor's students in EE and CE awarded, it is 9th and 11th in the nation. Once again, we are a pretty large program in numbers. Here's another number that I can show you, and this is a federal agency, U.S. federal agency, Immigration and Customs Enforcement report for 2020. What this shows is number of students participated in the optional practical training, OPT program in STEM, science, technology, and engineering, and math. And we are number one in numbers, okay? So the University of Texas at Dallas, this is a student employed 2,684, okay? And Northeastern University, USC, Columbia University, UT Arlington, Arizona State, Carnegie Mellon, all behind us in numbers. So this once again shows how big our program is and how well our students are recruited in top industries. So now I'd like to move on to areas of study. And once again, we have 5 concentrations in EE and 2 concentration in CE and 1 concentration in telecommunication engineering. So each concentration, our faculty member from this concentration will present. Carl, are you here?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so do you want me to go over the slide, or you want to control?
Well, you could do it, I guess, to make it easier.
Okay. All right, so let's move on to circuits concentration, and Dr. Carl Sichen will be presenting this.
All right. This area focuses on the design and analysis of advanced electronic circuits, and it considers modern electronic devices, circuits, and systems in the digital, analog, and RF and microwave regimes.
Sorry about that.
And it focuses on core design principles around digital, analog, and RF circuits. Now, there's 3 core courses that you need to take for 9 credit hours, and this includes VLSI design, analog IC design, and RF and microwave circuits. And I would say generally you'd want to, well, you have to take all 3, but I would recommend that you specialize, that is, take elective courses in at least 2 of those areas, since that additional depth in your background will really help your employability. And you can see the listing of elective courses that we have. It's fairly extensive. Myself, I teach the VLSI design, the 6325 course, and if you look on the lower left, there is also an advanced VLSI design as well, and you see also an advanced analog IC design right below that, 7326, then data converters and so forth. So we have a good selection in the analog area and digital VLSI area. We have testing, application-specific ICs, and then you see the next 2 columns there. On the far right, it focuses more on the RF and microwave area, quite a selection of courses. And in the middle there, you see some more on semiconductor devices and even computational electromagnetics and so forth. So quite a large range of courses you can select from. And just to repeat, I'd really recommend you get added depth on at least 2 of those 3 core course areas to really enhance your employability. Next slide. So there's a total of, well, in terms of research opportunities in our department, there's, in this case, 17 faculty members teach courses and conduct research in the circuits concentration area. And from my experience, to do research, you really need passion, commitment, and hard work, but it really does pay off. I can say that all the students that do, as I mentioned, in terms of taking courses and do well in those courses, really are getting jobs right away, whether that's a internship or a full-time position. And nowadays, employers are subjecting students to all sorts of little exams when they interview them on the phone. So, you know, they don't look so much at your grades, but it's really about how much do you know. So when you're in an interview, you really can't take a 2-minute break and look at a book and try to find the answer to their question. You really need to know it well. And that's why we say it requires a good amount of passion and commitment on your part to achieve your career objectives. And you see a listing of the companies down below that employ our students in the circuits area. And of course, on the lower right there, Xilinx is about to be formally acquired by AMD. And of course, Altera is a Intel portion of Intel now. And so that really sums up the circuits area.
Thank you, Carl. So we're going to move on to the next concentration. Shabash, are you there?
Yes. Hello, everyone. So the device concentration, as the name suggests, is about electronic devices. This includes semiconductor devices, transistors, integrated circuits, and their technologies, also optical devices and systems, microelectromechanical systems, as well as some of the emerging technologies, new materials, nanomaterials, and so on. In this area, we have 3 core courses, which include fields and waves, quantum physical electronics, and photonics, devices, and integration. There are a number of elective courses also available for you to take. One of the great things about our devices program at UTD is that we have a very good state-of-the-art microfabrication facility, which is really comparable to some of the best in any institution in the United States. So in case you want to continue towards a PhD or do a master's thesis or just be involved in a small research project to gain some experience, there's a great facility to take advantage of and gain experience in this area. Next slide, please. So here you see a list of faculty members in the device area and a summary of their research interest. Professor Ching Gu is our photonics expert. She works on chip lasers and photonic integrated circuits. Professor Gil Lee works on a lot of materials, electronic materials, novel materials, nanomaterials, including CNT or carbon nanotube sheets, and so on. Professor J.V. Lee, that has been doing this presentation, works in the area of microelectromechanical systems, biomedical devices, 3-dimensional microfabrication, and so on. Next, you see myself. I'm also in the area of microelectromechanical systems. I work mostly on silicon-based devices, so more conventional silicon-based processing, and we work on a lot of sensors and actuators, and so on. Professor Iyer has many years of experience in the industry on electronic packaging and packaging technologies. Professor Overzet, who's the department chair as well, works in the area of plasma science and deep reactive etching of silicon. Professor Bill Frensley is an expert in semiconductor device modeling, quantum effects in semiconductors. On the bottom left, you can see a list of companies, most of them local, that have had research collaboration or funded our research projects. And they're also generally very interested in hiring our graduates from the device area. And that's it.
Thank you so much, Shabash.
Thank you.
We'll move on to next concentration. So Dr. Matthew Gardner will be presenting about the power and energy concentration. Matthew, are you here?
Yes. Hello. So I'll talk a little bit about the power concentration. So we've got three core courses that all master's students in the power concentration need to take. And these, our concentration is mainly focused on power electronics and electric machines. So, so we've got these three core courses, and there are several other elective courses that you can take, and those are indicated by the EEPE prefix if you look in the catalog. Could you go to the next slide, please? So power is an old field in electrical engineering, but there's still a lot of exciting stuff going on today based on society's needs. So one example of where we're doing a lot of research is transportation electrification. So as nations are trying to cut down greenhouse emissions, a lot of things are getting electrified. So electric and hybrid electric vehicles, so they all need traction motors and inverters, power electronics to control those, and then of course fast charging infrastructure as well. And you want that to be highly reliable, so you need fault tolerant drives. And of course, we're always trying to make it smaller, cheaper, more efficient. But beyond just electric vehicles, you've also got aircraft. So, for example, I'm working on a project developing a lightweight motor for electric aircraft, then electric ships. Then those are applications where we're using electric power for transportation. On the other side, you've got electric power generation. So renewables are getting more and more significant these days, so solar and wind energy. And so, of course, those need power electronics. Wind energy, you need generators. And then since you can't really turn solar and wind, you can't turn the sun or the wind on or off at will, you need to be a little smarter about the way you incorporate them into the grid and manage energy. So then on the other side, we've got small applications, like if you think about your phone, and we're always trying to make it smaller, more powerful, and have a longer battery life at the same time. So that, of course, requires better power electronics, smaller, more efficient, better battery management. And then, of course, in general, power electronics, motors and drives. So, you know, these are in the kind of fancy applications that we've talked about before, but then also a wide range of other applications from industry, motors, fans, compressors, and pumps, to also like household appliances. So, you know, advances in manufacturing and materials and also computational power are allowing us to develop significant improvements in the field, making things more reliable, less expensive, more efficient, and smaller. So even though power is an old field, there's a lot of exciting stuff going on in the area today. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew. We'll move on to the next concentration, that is signals and systems, and Dr. Nasser Ketanabas will be presenting it. Nasser?
Thank you, Dr. Lee. Hello, everyone. I'm going to say a few words about the signals and system concentration area. Similar to the other concentration, you need to take 3 core courses. In this concentration, one of the 3 core courses must be probability, random variables, and statistics. The other 2 core courses must be taken from this list of 3: linear systems, digital communication system, DSP1. So any of these, 2 of these 3 need to be taken, but one of the core courses must be the probability course. Next slide, please. There are quite a few 14 faculty members teaching courses, conducting research in this concentration, signals and system. Both in terms of courses and in terms of research, there are 2 main thrusts in this concentration. One, communications, including wireless communication, communication networks, and information theory. The other thrust, signal processing, including speech processing, image processing, and machine learning. A lot of activities in machine learning, deep learning are being conducted in this concentration. Next slide. Here is a list of research lab and research labs in this concentration. I highly encourage you to visit this link. So to learn about a lot of interesting research projects going on in these research labs. So there's so many interesting projects. There's no time to go through these projects, but I highly encourage you to visit this link to learn more about what research activities are being conducted in various labs under this concentration. Next slide. More than 20 courses are offered in this concentration. Again, it would be a good idea if you could visit this link of graduate courses for course descriptions related to these courses. Not all the non-core courses in this concentration are offered every year. Core courses are offered every year, but non-core courses are not offered every year, not all of them. Some of the non-core courses are offered once every 2 years, and there are a couple of courses that are offered once every 3 years. This coming fall, what you see here is the list of courses that are offered in the concentrations. There are a total of 7. 3 of them are core courses. Probability course, DSP1, and linear systems. The other 4 are the non-core courses. Of course, you can take your elective courses from other concentration as well. I'd like to finish by mentioning that if you are a full-time student and the fall is going to be your first semester, it is highly advised that you take at least 2 core courses. So it's not a requirement, but we are making that advice based on what we've observed the right sequence of courses would be. So it's highly advised that you take at least 2 core courses in the fall if that's your first semester and you are a full-time student. Thank you, Dr. Lee.
Thank you, Nasser. So we're going to move on to the next concentration. That'll be computing systems in electrical engineering. Dr. Dinesh Bhatia will present it. And Dr. Dinesh Bhatia will continue to present for computer engineering 2 concentrations, embedded systems concentration and computer systems concentration. So Dr. Bhatia will cover 3 concentration here. Dinesh?
Thank you, Dr. Lee, and welcome everyone. Good morning to everyone here from Texas. If you're joining from other parts of the world, most likely I should be saying good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are. Computing system. So I want to give you a clear picture. In the electrical engineering master's program, there are 5 concentrations, and computing systems, as the previous speakers have stated, is one of the 5 concentrations in electrical engineering. I am also going to talk about computer engineering, which happens to be a different program jointly between the electrical engineering department as well, or the ECE department and the computer science department. So the computing systems primarily focuses on what normally people would refer to as digital systems. So the topics that we would normally cover in this would be computer architecture, electronic design automation, hardware security, reconfigurable and custom computing. And as now things are emerging, we are starting to look at embedded systems, low power systems, edge computing, AI kind of devices, software defined networks, and network virtualization. In this concentration, there are 3 required courses, which are the core courses, the advanced digital logic, computer architecture, and microprocessor systems. All 3 courses are very, very popular courses within the department and are frequently available. And my recommendation is that if you're coming in and this area is something that you would like to explore, you should definitely consider taking at least 1 or 2 courses in your first semester itself. So as you have heard, that moving forward, we will be offering the master's degree with 30 credit hours. So what that means is that after these 3 courses, you are remained with another 7 courses in the department, and that is a free elective list that you can pick, which will include courses like VLSI design, hardware security, a high-level synthesis, reconfigurable computing. This is a very, very popular area, and I will just give you a list of the top 5 names that I know of companies that come and hire our students in terms of internships as well as offering the employment. So the number one that I am aware of in this area is a company called Qualcomm. I'm sure all of you know Qualcomm is in the big business of manufacturing of chips for communication and mobile applications. Qualcomm, Broadcom, the next big one that is starting to emerge, which happens to be Apple. And Apple has a new design center that just started in Austin. Austin is not too far from Dallas. And the design center is primarily focused on digital design and everything that goes in Apple products. So Apple is emerging out to be another big company that is coming and hiring students from both the department as well as this concentration. JB, if you can move to the next slide, and I'll cover the topics that are covered in both areas in one slide. So computer engineering, please try to understand this is a separate program within the department. What that means is this is a program that is jointly offered between the electrical engineering and computer science departments. And within this program, there are 2 concentrations. The first one happens to be computer systems track, and the other one is, which is a newly formed concentration, very popular with our students, is the embedded systems track. Computer systems track requires 4 core courses, and you will see there is a little bit of overlap between this concentration and computing system, which is part of the electrical engineering degree, computer architecture, VLSI design. Then there are 2 courses, algorithms and operating systems, that actually come from the computer science department. So that gives you a little bit of freedom of moving between 2 departments and choose courses. And then there are a set of electives that are jointly offered by the electrical engineering side of the department and the computer science side of the department within the Johnson School. Embedded systems track, it deals with the 4 core courses, computer architecture. You will notice that computer architecture must be a very, very popular and required course because it's there in all the 3 concentrations. Microprocessor and embedded systems, that's a very big emerging area, and that's a core requirement. Design and analysis of reconfigurable computing systems. So for those of you who are familiar with devices like field programmable gate arrays, there is a whole new area that's emerging, both for prototyping and custom computing applications. So this is the course that focuses on these reconfigurable and custom computing systems. Finally, we have a very good applied digital signal processing course that Dr. Nasser Kaitarnawaz, who spoke before me, teaches, and this is one of the core courses in computer engineering. If we can go to the next slide, please. So the focus of these 3 computing related disciplines, 3 computing related concentrations is in 4 broad areas. The first one is the electronic design automation. This is the science of designing the chips that go into various products. And I will tell you, we are one of the very few schools who have a full flow. By that, what I mean is we have faculty members that deal with from what we call as a very, very high level behavioral descriptions all the way up to the final implementations of the chip. So that would include areas like high level synthesis, the logical synthesis. We have courses related to that, for example, advanced VLSI design, and then that followed by physical design, which would typically include topics like placement, routing, partitioning, and so on. And finally, the implementation of the chips. We do both custom designs for VLSI chips as well as designs that go into devices like field programmable gate arrays. So that's a electronic design automation area. As technology is moving, you probably have heard that now everybody is talking about AI, data science, and computing. And that brings in the very fundamental question in front of us is that all these emerging areas are nice and great, but how are we going to compute? And that is where the heterogeneous computer architecture systems come into picture. You will probably learn very soon that the backend of all the data centers, whether it is Facebook, Google, or for that reason, the Azure cloud from Microsoft, the backend of that requires very, very highly customized architectures to be able to deliver the performance that is needed in near real time. So these are the systems that go in the backend of these large scale systems. And at the same time, they also form the fundamental building blocks for mobile devices like your iPhone and other Android devices. So this is the area that deals with heterogeneous architectures, which is basically computing architectures that are a mix of standard CPU-based implementations and in addition, custom architectures that make use of FPGAs and graphical processing units. We do have now a national center on hardware security, CHEST Center, which stands for Center for Hardware and Embedded System Security and Trust. We have quite a few faculty members who are working in this area. We are interested in securing the chips at the level of manufacturing. We are also interested in securing the designs at the level of intellectual property. And then there are other research areas within this area that are very, very active. Hardware security, in my opinion, is probably one of the most emerging areas anywhere in the world because everybody is worried about making sure that whatever we are processing with, working with, always remains secure and nobody hacks it or nobody makes copies of my design and sells them in the gray market and other kind of applications. Finally, we also have quite a bit of activity in fault tolerance testing and post-silicon debug. This is to make sure that the designs that we are working on, they are both validated and verified. So this is the area where we focus primarily on making sure that designs during the manufacturing cycle are verifiable designs, and also as they go into implementation into the product, they have what is called as fault tolerance, so that in the presence of faults, in the presence of attacks, they will withstand the time of they will withstand the test, and they will be able to continue to operate in a correct manner. So that is where fault tolerance comes into picture. It's a pretty active area, and with that, I will stop here, and Dr. Lee can go to the next slide.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Bhatia. So as Dr. Bhatia presented, hardware security is a really big deal, and we are staying on top of it. And many people are talking about AI and machine learning. I want you to know that it is all studied from the signals and systems area in electrical engineering, and we cover those kind of things. Okay. So the concentration presentation, the last but not least, is Telecommunications Engineering, and it will be presented by Dr. Marco Taka. Dr. Taka?
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Lee. So telecommunication engineering is similar to computer engineering the way it's organized, in the fact that although it's part of ECE, is considered as different programs, while, for example, you can choose, if you are in EE, you can freely choose one of the 5 concentration. If you are in telecommunication engineering, you cannot switch almost automatically to EE. You need to go through the admission process again. And the reason is that it's set up kind of almost across disciplinary, or actually across disciplinary discipline, like computer engineering, where, as you can see from the courses highlighted there, is between EE and CS. And the reason is that the telecommunication industry requires, like the computer engineering industry, requires a lot of knowledge that is cross-disciplinary between CS and electrical engineering. Especially the Dallas Fort Worth area is very strong in terms of presence of telecommunication companies. Cisco has a strong presence here. Ericsson, Nokia, Huawei are some of the big guys. There are many others that have a strong presence. They might not be household names like those, as well as quite a bit of other companies that might not be the typical hardcore telecom companies, but require quite a bit of knowledge in telecommunication. So telecom engineering works like, as far as how it works in the same way all the others areas work. You have a set of core classes, which are highlighted there, and then you can discuss with your advisor, which unless you're doing a PhD, most likely the advisor would be discuss what your electives are. Can you go to, I think there is a second slide. Oh, no. So, essentially then that's it. Again, it's a fairly very cross-disciplinary type of program, like the similar to CE. So you will get by going through that program, you will get knowledge from various areas so that you build your background, and then you can decide which type of area you want type of topic you want to concentrate on to build your specific know-how. And I think that's also that we can move on. I know that we have a packed morning, so Dr. Lee, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Taka, and thanks for every professors who presented each concentration. I really appreciate your time. All right, so let's move on to next, and that is graduate students experience, and it will be presented by one of the current master's students, Mr. Shashank Satishi. Shashank?
Thank you, Professor Lee. So hello, my name is Shashank, and I joined UT Dallas in fall 2019 as a master's student in computer engineering. So I've had a great experience since then. So these are some courses that I really enjoyed at UT Dallas. First being is the VLSI design. Second is the machine learning. And the third is the algorithm design. In the mid of 2020, I joined student organization called as Graduate Student Assembly. And in the around the end of 2020, I joined the Department of ECE as a student assistant. Professor, next slide. So this is the interesting part. So here are some tips to the incoming students. The first one is you've got to talk to the academic advisors in the courses that you choose. It's very, very important. Second thing is you have to look into the financial aid page and other scholarship pages, especially if you're a PhD student. There are a lot of research scholarships that are being offered. So you have to keep a look on all those things and apply before the deadline. The next one that I would say is you can engage yourself, talk to the faculties, your professor who's taking the course during their lecture times, during their office hours, to have a great impact on your learning. The next one is engage yourself in university events. be it technical or non-technical, to get a complete university experience. It's always good to engage yourself in university events. The next one is it's always good to join a student organization. UTD being very diverse, you get to experience the different people, different cultures and stuff. So it's always good to join a student organization, be it technical like Artificial Intelligence Society or the IEEE, or a non-technical organization which like Graduate Student Assembly. The next one that I have is talk to your go through the ECE website list for faculties and look at their interests and things. So you can talk to them directly through mail. Last but not the least, this is mainly for the MS non-thesis students. So you have to choose your course, the free electives wisely, and and choose the courses that you want to take in your career. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Shashank. So let me move on. And I would like to talk about the graduate studies at UT Dallas. So basically, for your graduate program here at UT Dallas in electrical and computer engineering, you need to know your degree requirements. And your degree requirements are outlined in the graduate catalog. The package that I sent you, it is a PDF file, and this underlined, the text, it is all clickable. So you can directly click and go to graduate catalog, and all other underlined, the texts are all clickable. So you can always check the graduate catalog for degree requirements. And basically, this is a quick summary of your program and core, and your overall GPA must be a minimum 3.0 or higher to be eligible to graduate. If you have less than 3.0 GPA, that will result in academic probation, and not having an overall 3.0 GPA for 3 consecutive semesters will result in being dismissed from the university. And you cannot repeat a course more than once. Yes, you can repeat a course once, but not more than once. And you cannot repeat more than 3 courses in the graduate program. So be sure to stay on top of it and make sure you get the good grades and pass each course. The ECE Graduate Program Office will conduct audits of your degree plan. So you, for master's students, you need to fill out the degree plan and meet with advisor and being approved. So every concentration area, just like the 6 faculty members presented, every concentration area has core courses and elective courses. Okay, so students are encouraged to take core courses within the first 2 long semesters. If they are available, please take core courses first. Okay, if you just push it back to a later semester, you don't know what will happen. And because core courses are required, and you may need to take 1 more semester only because you could not take the core courses for graduation. So it is strongly recommended. It is not required, and we don't control it, but we strongly recommend you to take core courses in the first 2 long semesters, like fall 2021 new students, 2 long semesters is fall 21 and spring 22. So choose your courses carefully to maximize learning and graduate on time. Like Shashank said, and other faculties they presented, choose your courses, especially elective courses, wisely, so that you can maximize your learning. And make sure your official rules of the universities are followed. So this is published university guideline for graduate program. So it is very long document. If you have any questions about the graduate program, it should be there. If not, let me know. Okay, so always contact the graduate program office and it will be answered. So once again, the master's program, there are 2 options, non-thesis option and thesis option. For non-thesis option, we have in electrical and computer engineering department, we have 3 graduate programs. It is all 3 separate programs, and it is acknowledged by the state separately. So even though 3 programs are in the same department, you can switch back and forth from between these programs. So, so computer engineering has 2 concentration, and minimum of 30 semester credit hours is required. And out of 30, 12 are core courses, and 12 other courses are from CE Grad electives, and 6 semester credit hours, basically 2 courses. You can choose any ECS courses. In EE, there are 5 concentration, and a minimum of 30 semester credit hours are required for master's degree, and 9 core courses, 3 classes, and 18 semester credit hours from advising list of EE electives, and 3 semester credit hour is from any course from ECS. What I mean ECS is you can take if you're interested in robotics and mechanical engineering, yeah, you can take it, and it is counted toward your master's degree requirement. But not more than not more than 1 for electrical engineering, and not more than 2 for CE. Okay, something like that. And probably the CE students, I want to take the more CS courses than what is included in advising list and core list. Yeah, you can go ahead and do it, but not more than 2 courses are counted toward your degree requirement. And telecommunication, again, minimum of 30 semester credit hour required, and there are 15 core courses and 12 courses from advising list, and 3 semester credit hour, that is just 1 course from ECS electives. And if you take 9 semester credit hours in fall and spring, and 3 semester credit hour in summer, basically you can just combine all together, and you can graduate in 1.5 years. But typically people take 2 years or longer for master's degree if you are taking internships, because so many students are interested in internships, and they take off a semester or 2 and they take internships to increase their the higher ability. But if you so wish to just push on and finish the master's degree as quickly as possible, yeah, just take the 9 semester credit hour in fall and spring, and another fall, and all you need is just a 3 semester credit hour, one course in summer. Then you can graduate in 1.5 year. If you choose a master's with thesis, you must have a graduate thesis advisor for individual research, and it requires 9 semester credit hour of research, of which 1 course must be thesis semester credit hours, and a written master's thesis and formal public defense is required. And for those who choose a master's with thesis, there is a limited scholarship opportunity there, the pathways to research scholarship. So basically, this is the scholarship to bridge the master's with thesis to go to the PhD. Okay, so there is a limited number of this scholarship available if you are interested in doing some research with a master's degree and writing a thesis and continue to PhD. So here is an example of the degree plan. I'm not going to show all the degree plans for all concentration. So I just show this the one concentration from computer engineering. That's MS Computer Engineering degree plan, embedded systems concentration. And so as Dr. Bhatia presented, so there are 4 core courses. You must take these 4 core courses to be able to graduate. And then this embedded systems concentration, it has CE Grad elective courses, and there are group 1 and group 2. And it says any 2 of the following courses, and group 2, any 2 of the following courses. So you can see that in group 2, most of the courses are CS courses, computer science. And group 1, it is mostly EE or CE courses, okay? So it is specifically defined in that way. And then it, there are 2 ECS elective courses. And this must complete 2 approved ECS courses. And of course, electrical engineering, computer engineering, telecommunication engineering are part of ECS. So, if you want to take more than 2 over here or more than 2 over here, of course you can choose 2 and fulfill the requirement for any 2, but you can choose these courses over here and elect as free electives ECS courses. Okay, so it doesn't have to be from other department. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, and there are other strict the rules are here. So please be sure to understand this rule. And if you have any questions, you can always meet with an advisor and ask questions and move on. Okay, so here are 2 EE concentration that I want to show you. So one is the left side you can see circuits concentration degree plan, and right side you can see signals and systems concentration degree plan. Unlike computer engineering, EE, we have only 3 core courses. Okay, so 3 core courses for circuits concentration here, and signals and systems concentration we have 3 core courses. But as Dr. Katanaba's presented, probability is required, and out of 3 you can take 2 to fulfill these 3 core courses in signals and systems. And then after that, you have the 6 approved graduate level courses as EE electives. So all courses must carry an EE prefix. Same thing here. Okay. So any EE prefix courses in graduate level can be going here. Okay. And then there is one ECS elective here. So this is how the degree plan looks like. I think there are just a few fast track students here. Fast track students are, the highly achieving undergraduate students here at UTD, and they are continuing for master's program through this the special program called fast track students, a fast track program. And if you're fast track students, before you are matriculated into the master's program, your primary contact is Dr. Amy Walker's office, okay? And fill out the petition form and your degree plan, and then meet with me. And before matriculation, I am your advisor from the graduate matter. So meet with me, and these forms are reviewed and send this petition to Dr. Amy Walker's office for course registration. We don't register for you. Dr. Walker's staff will register for you. And all inquiries, including course registration, must go through the undergraduate advising office. That is Dr. Walker's office, not our office. But once again, any graduate matter, if you have any questions during fast track program, you can contact me. Okay. And once you are matriculated into the master's program, then you can meet with master's advisors, not me, okay? Because you are just like any other master's student, okay? So you can meet with master's advisor rather than me. And for any course advising need and degree plan discussion, you can meet with master's advisor. And course registration form does not go to undergraduate office like Dr. Walker's office anymore. It should come to our office, that is the ECE Grad program at utdallas.edu, and the course will be registered and you will receive that acknowledgement. For PhD students, if you're incoming PhD student, and I hope that you have your research advisor already, but if not, then you must find a research advisor as soon as possible. Okay, so don't stop. And just to put your best effort. Even before you join UTD, please put your effort and contact the faculty of your research interest and try to get your PhD advisor as soon as possible. And for PhD students, you must complete a minimum of 75 semester credit hours beyond baccalaureate degree. So what it means is, if you are admitted to the PhD program with a bachelor's degree, and if you don't need a master's program, a master's degree from UT Dallas, then you have, the 30 graduate level courses already. So 75 minus 30, that means you have 45 semester credit hours to graduate. Minimum, 45 semester credit hours to graduate with a PhD degree here. And new PhD students with master's degree already obtained, so that is 45. And this out of 45, 42 semester credit hour can be research and additional graduate level courses, and 3 credit hour, that one course, should be dissertation. Okay. If you are so few that who are chosen, who are selected to be as a PhD student without master's degree, then you must have the 75 semester credit hours from here. Okay. So basically, you need to take the 30 semester credit hour from graduate level courses, just like master's students, or even though you are a PhD student. Okay. And PhD students, you must pass a 2-part doctoral qualifying exam, QE. And the first part and second part, the first part is background knowledge, and it is tested based on 2 graduate level courses. There is no separate testing. You take 2 graduate level courses here at UTD Electrical and Computer Engineering Department, and then you must pass the course. Okay, so get B or better grade for 2 courses, then part 1 is done. And then part 2 is testing about your research capability. So you need to talk with your PhD advisor, and you talk about the research topic and study on it, and you give a public presentation, and you must pass. So there is a PhD qualifying exam committee, and they need to pass you to pass the second part of the qualifying exam. If you got master's degree from somewhere else and you are admitted into PhD program, you still need to take the 2 graduate level lecture classes here because of part 1 qualifying exam. Okay, and so that is the minimum. The graduate level letter grade courses here you need to take. So you need to take the 2 courses and get B or better. Then you're good for part 1. Okay. Students with a master's degree must pass within the qualifying exam within 3 long semesters. Okay, so you have until fall 22 to finish your qualifying exam. And students without master's degree, you have 4 long semesters. You can finish your qualifying exam by spring 23. Okay. And if you, well, it's unlikely if you did not pass the first attempt of the qualifying exam, you have a second chance. But you must pass in qualifying exam in 2 attempts. Otherwise, you are dismissed from the university. For PhD students, if you need you need research advice consent to register in the following courses. So all graduate level courses, if you want to take any graduate level courses, your advisor, your PhD advisor is advisor. Don't contact master's advisor at all, okay? And research hours and dissertation hours, your research advisor is advisor. You need to work with your PhD research advisor to fill out the form and submit it to our office for course registration. And one more thing is that students must register for research and dissertation in the graduate program they are in, not in the research advisors department. What I'm trying to say here is, some of the EE student, PhD student are recruited by faculty in material science or faculty in biomedical engineering. And when you take courses, you must take EEGR or CETE labeled research and dissertation hours. If you happen to choose the biomedical engineering research hours and dissertation hours, that is not counted toward your graduation. So be very sure to about this rule, okay? And of course, PhD student must have a dissertation committee. And once you finish the qualifying exam, you pass the qualifying exam, then next round is proposal examination. And then the final round is dissertation defense for your original research. So here is the official academic calendar for fall 2021 semester. Classes will be begin Monday, August 23rd. Okay. And the last day for regular registration for this fall 2021 is Thursday, August 19th. You must register before this date. Of course, you can still register courses after this date, but there is late registration fee of $100. Okay, so you can still register or add swap courses between August 20th and August 30th, only 10 days. So it is strongly recommended that you register as early as possible. And this ultimate deadline is Census Day, that is September 8th for fall 2021 semester. In any reason, no course will be added, dropped, not dropped, so added or swapped after this date at all. Okay, September 8th is the hard cemented deadline, and after that, no change whatsoever. Okay, you know, August 23rd is the first day of the fall 2021 semester. That is September 8th. You know, that's already you are into so second and third week of the this semester. So that's the last ultimate last deadline. Along with these all courses, I'd like to let you know about our Eric Johnson School of Engineering and Computer Science. The service that we have is Johnson Career Services Department is there. So you can go to this department and they oversee all these internship activities. So if you have any interest in internships, they should have some information and you need to contact them. And they have the several step members, and you need to contact the right advisor in Johnson Career Services to get advised about job opportunities and internships and things like that. So here are some list of services provided by Johnson Career Services, and they provide services about the career development. Specific the services that they provide is career development workshops and technical resume workshops and interview prep workshops and job search prep workshops and things like that. And they provide job search guidance and resume critics. Be sure to use this service. It is a free service and they are expert. Okay, you can send your resume draft and they can give you some inputs, okay, and polish your resume. You know, a lot of students really don't know how important it is to polish your resume. You know, so it's great that we have this service. So please go ahead and try to use this service. And Johnson Career Services also provided these mock interviews. Okay, so you can prepare yourself what it will be actually happening in job interview. And Johnson Career Services also provide the internship fairs and recruiting events. And sometimes we have employer-hosted events like the Google comes to the campus and Johnson Career Services organize it. Amazon, Facebook, yeah, they they have come to our campus and to recruit and meet with current students, something like that. So, and it is all overseen by Johnson Career Services. And the participation in the internship program during long semesters may postpone your graduation, and course offerings will and schedules will not be changed to suit the needs of students doing internships during long semesters. This is written like some negative sentiment. No, it is not. Having internship experience is very important for many people. So we strongly encourage you to get the internship experience, but you cannot take courses because of internships, and that will just slightly delay your graduation, but it will increase your higher ability. Okay. So let me talk about this CPT, that is Curricular Practical Training. For any international students on F1 visa, if you want to take the internships in the US, United States, you must obtain CPT authorization. You need to have CPT approval, okay? Without this CPT authorization and you take an internship, of course that will not happen. But if you do that, then there is a consequence in immigration and you violate immigration law. So be sure to have this in mind, that you need this CPT or authorization. And who authorizes it? Guess what? Johnson Career Services again. Okay, so internship, Johnson Career Service, CPT, it is all connected. So you need to go to contact the Johnson Career Services, and they will authorize you for your internship, and you'll be fine. Now I'd like to talk about the course registration instructions that most of the students are have been waiting for. Okay, so fall 2021 semester, to register for courses, you must fill the online version of acknowledgement of policies form. Okay, you must have received this instruction. You must fill out this form online, and then you can start to register. Without the filling out this form, you cannot register. Okay, this is just online form. Go through it and fill it out and answer it and submit it. Then you can start to register. And find the courses offered online through Coursebook site. Once again, you can click this and then you can see list of courses, not just fall 21, all the previous semesters are listed here. And as soon as courses are available for next semesters, spring 22 and the upcoming semesters, Coursebook site, you can see all the courses available at University of Texas at Dallas. So you can find the courses from there, and then you can fill out this registration add drop withdrawal form. If you receive the package and this form is in there, okay? And of course, you can click this and then go to the form and download it and fill it out. Once you fill it out, this registration form, then you can make an appointment with an advisor and bring the registration form to your advisor and discuss with your advisor for your choices of courses, okay? And then, once again, master's students non-thesis, find your advisor by your first letter and last name. In the next slide, I will show it, okay? And PhD students or master's thesis, students with the thesis option, your thesis advisor is your advisor. Don't contact master's non-thesis advisor in the next slide. PhD students, I'm a PhD, I'm admitted into the PhD program, but I don't have the advisor yet. I will be your temporary advisor. So please contact me, okay? And once you contact your advisor, the advisor will look at your registration form, and the form will be reviewed and signed by an advisor, and it will be sent to the ECE Graduate Program Office. Once again, ECE Grad Program at UT Dallas Study View for course registration. And you cannot register on your own, okay? It is specifically designed in that way. You cannot register on your own in the first semester, okay? Later semesters, you can register on your own, but first semester, try not to register on your own, okay? This is the procedure. And once the form is turned in to graduate program office and there is no issue whatsoever, then the course will be registered and you will receive acknowledging email about the course registration, okay? And this is specific to this fall 2021 semester. All graduate courses in the fall 2021 in the ECE department will be offered to accommodate the need of students who cannot get visa and arrive on time. I didn't get a visa yet, and I cannot come and start on August 23rd as an in-person student. Don't worry about it. All graduate courses will be somehow, some way, it will be implemented and it will be offered, it will be available to you online. And as soon as you get visa, you can come here and you can attend, convert it into in-person class. There's nothing that you need to do to convert from online to the in-person. Just keep communicating with us so that you are coming and try to, so we will try to help you out and even try to talk with the instructor if we have to, accommodate your travel need or something, okay? So that's very specific for this fall 2021 semester. So once again, you can start a semester online and you can get to our campus as soon as you get visa and join the in-person class. Of course, if you already got a visa, then of course you must come here before the semester starts, and you start your semester in-person class. So here are our graduate program advisors and staff members. So for those who are master's students without thesis advisor, so master's students non-thesis option, your advisors are here. And they will be advising you for degree plan and course registration and any other advising need. Please contact these four advisors. Dr. Randall Lemon is advising masters in EE from last name started with A to M. And Dr. Matthew Hines will be advising masters in EE, last name starting from N to Z. Dr. Diana Kogan is advising master's students in computer engineering. Last name started with A to Q. And Dr. Marco Taka, who presented about the telecommunications engineering program. Dr. Taka is also advising master's students in CE, last name R to Z. And all master's students in telecommunications engineering is advised by Dr. Taka. Once you meet with these advisors and forms are signed, and this will be sent to ECE Grad program, then our staff members will take care of the rest, and you will receive acknowledgement email. So Ms. Barbara Parker is our expert in application admission. She takes care of all those matters about application and admission. And Miss Patricia Williams and Miss Kimberly High, they are taking care of student advising need. So Miss Patricia Williams taking care of any students in all EE, CE, TE program, any students with last name A to M. Miss Williams take care of your need. And Miss High takes care of the any advising need for students in EE, CE, TE, from N to Z, N to Z. And Miss Diane Huang is taking care of some communications and some other things in the graduate program office. So what do I need to do to register for classes? Okay, so this is basically they're showing that information. Email your advisor to make an appointment. Okay, so if you are EE A to M, please email Dr. Randall Lemon to make an appointment and go ahead and get advised and register. Dr. Taka, all TE and CE R to Z, please go ahead and meet with Dr. Taka. Dr. Hines, EEN to Z, please go ahead and make an appointment with Dr. Hines. Dr. Hines is available on Sunday, June 6th from 7 to 9 p.m. and Monday, June 7th, 7 to 9 a.m. Okay, Dr. Hines have the personal schedule, and so these are only available time for appointment. Oh, I cannot make those times. Don't worry about it. After Monday 9 a.m., if you are in EEN to Z, after Monday 9 a.m., you can contact me, and I will be your advisor for EEN to Z, okay, for course registration. Okay, so you can contact me now to make an appointment time after Monday 9 a.m. So all this time is once again here in Dallas time, Central, the daylight saving time. So please be sure to check the time and email us. And when you email us, usually the advisor suggests the time, not you. If you have a very specific time that you cannot make or can make, please do suggest multiple time slots, not just one time slot, okay? Because the advisor need to meet with all these students. So please be mindful and suggest multiple times if you have to. But usually, just contact advisor, and the advisor will suggest to you some, the advising time slot. Okay. Dr. Diana Kogan's email address is right here. Computer Engineering A to Q. You need to talk to Dr. Kogan. And Dr. Kogan is not available immediately after orientation, not this weekend, but she will be available for entire next week. So you can email her, and maybe her email correspondence until this weekend will be a little bit slower, but don't be frustrated, and she will take care of your course registration need in next week. Here is the registration and add drop withdrawal form. Okay, so you need to put your last name and first name and put your UTD ID. This is a number, a UTD ID number, okay? So fill out the fall semester 2021, and I want to register in CE 6304, section 002, and 3 credit hours, something like that. And there is a specifically the 5-digit class number is there. Please be sure to find 5-digit class number and fill it out. Okay, and then you can check the registration for R. Okay, and you need to sign before you bring it to advisor, and the advisor need to sign. Then this is complete, and then this can be sent to ECE Grad program office. I put this list of all CE, EE, TE graduate program course here, okay? And also in the package, you have a separate PDF file that has this course list for fall 2021 semester. Dr. Katanabar's the listed all courses in signals and systems. And this list shows entire course list for CE, EE, and TE, okay? And these highlighted courses are all core courses. So these are highlighted courses, and non-highlighted courses are elective courses. Okay, so you can see that CE courses here and bunch of CS computer science courses listed here. They are part of the degree plan as well in CE. Okay, and you know there are other courses in EE courses here. So there are a total of 4 the pages and TE course right here in the algorithmic aspects of telecommunication networks. Okay, so you can see the list of courses here, and so I said this 5-digit class number. So 5-digit class number is here. This is 5-digit class number. So if you choose microprocessor and embedded systems, that 5-digit class number is 82800 for section 001. And there are the other sections. So be sure to check, you know, which section you are in. Okay. All right. So let me continue to talk about this fall 2021 registration. And it is university's initiative to have all incoming fall 2021 students registered as soon as possible. So don't wait until the first day of the last day of the regular registration, that is August 19th. Okay. Register now for fall 2021. So register now because high demand courses fill so quickly. And then once you register, arrive before fall 2021, you can arrive here. If you're an international student, you can arrive here only after July 24th. That is 1 month prior to the program start day. Okay, you cannot come here before July 24th, but between July 24th and August 23rd, you can come here. And then once you're here, then take care of the halls before the semester starts. So once again, the acknowledgement of policies form, that is online form, you must finish that. That is department form. You must finish that form online before you meet with your advisor. And then after attending this orientation, which is you're actually in the orientation now, after this orientation, the university will remove all current holds like tuberculosis or International Student Services Office, the holds, and the admissions office holds, like you must submit the official transcript from the university or official bachelor's degree certificate or something like that. That is this admission office and ISSO office requirement, that all those holds will be removed so that you can register. So all the international students can enroll just like the other domestic students, okay? And if you face any issue of holds, like this university holds or something like that, please email us at ECE Grad program, and we'll look at it, what happens, and we'll communicate with other departments if needed. Then we will, you know, move on and let you move on for registration. Well, so you may say that I could not get my visa yet because of U.S. Embassy and consulate has been closed. We know it and we understand the situation. And so what do I do? So once again, as Dr. Obaza said, and as I already said, go ahead and register now and start remotely if you cannot arrive by August the 23rd, and come to our campus as soon as you get visa at any point of time in the fall 2021 semester. What if you cannot get here by the end of the semester? Don't worry about it. We know the situation and we'll stay on top of it. We will keep communicating with you. If it is in the case that you have extreme case that you started your class online and you cannot get visa by the end of fall 21 semester, maybe you can, you know, there is a chance that you can finish the whole class for fall 21 semester online. Okay, we will accommodate the need. Okay, and for those who can get here, how do I handle holds? the students failing to comply with all requirements imposed by student health center, like tuberculosis and ISSO, etc., will be dropped from their classes on the first day. So if you got visa and you are here, but you did not take care of all these holes on the first day of the semester, university will drop you even though you registered. Okay. Oh boy, I have a trouble. Again, we understand. Because of COVID, some part of the world and some universities, they have been closed and they cannot issue, degree certificate and official transcript. We are staying on top of it. Okay, so we make exceptions for those students. So if you have a legitimate reason that you cannot provide these official certificates and official transcripts for some reason, communicate with us and we will make an exception so that you don't face this the undesirable situation of your all courses are dropped in the first day because you did not submit the official certificates or transcripts. So communicate with us and explain detail what happens, and then we'll make an exception. Then your deadline for submission of all these official documents is pushed toward the toward in the middle of the semester or end of the semester or even next semester or something like that. Okay, so communication is key. All right, don't face the problem before you face the problem. Communicate with us. Okay, and if you need to update some materials, you can update and upload materials all just to yourself. Okay, so all for yourself and online. And for some reason, I want to upload this official certificate, but it is not uploaded for some reason. Our office, the ECE Electrical and Computer Engineering Graduate Program Office, we don't have control over those materials. So you can contact this Office of Admission and Enrollment, and if you have some technical issue, they will look at it. Okay, but most of the cases you can just upload it and update materials all for yourself. You don't need to contact us and email us that certificate or something like that. We don't handle that. Okay. Any incoming MS students can apply for MARS scholarship program, that is Master's Accelerator Research Support Scholarship Program. This is a university-wide scholarship program, and the deadline is June 15th. Okay, just shorter than 2 weeks from now. So Tuesday, 2 weeks from now, the June 15th, you can apply for this MARS scholarship program. And one of the key eligibility of this scholarship program is you must have finished your fall 21 registration. If you are not registered, you are not considered for this scholarship program. Okay, this scholarship program, of course, once again, it is a clickable link, so you can click and see all the details. But this scholarship provides you $1,000 scholarship for master's students, only master's students, not the PhD student. And this does not come with tuition reduction from out of state to in-state if you are out of state or international students. It is just a $1,000 scholarship. Okay, but once again, the key component for this eligibility for this scholarship is you must have finished your course registration. They will check, okay, and see your eligibility. And please be sure to register your courses. After this orientation, this weekend and next week or something like that. At least by the end of next week, please be sure to finish your registration. Okay. At the latest, June 14th is the last day of registration for incoming students. Okay. Please do so. All right. So So here are other things that the master's students need to discuss with your degree plan with your advisor, and find a degree plan for your concentration. I just showed an example of a degree plan for computer engineering, embedded systems concentration, and EE circuits and signals and systems concentration. So once again, for each concentration that you have specific degree plan. So click this and look at your degree plan, okay? And also the package that I sent you, it is already there. The degree plan is already there, okay? So you need to submit the first semester degree plan by the end of the first semester. It doesn't have to be submitted and approved by the registration date. Okay, so you can submit first semester degree plan by the end of the first semester. But of course, always the earlier the better. Okay, for next week, don't bring degree plan. By the way, next week, a lot of students and master's advisors will be very, very busy handling all these needs for course registration. Don't bring your degree plan yet. After you register courses next week, okay, and you can contact advisor again. If you finished your degree plan, then you can contact with your advisor, maybe with a little bit relaxed schedule, okay? And over there, you have entire summer and fall to finish your first semester degree plan, okay? But once again, the earlier the better. So you may want to finish this degree plan advising and submit it before you even start this fall 21 semester started on August 23rd. Or an early part of the fall semester, you can submit this first semester degree plan, okay? If there is any change in degree plan or change in concentration, you do not need to submit a revised degree plan every time. Well, I initially planned to take these 10 courses, and I changed my mind, and this fifth course, I'd like to take the another course, not this course that I listed in degree plan. Don't worry about it. You can do it, okay? But do not submit this degree plan every time you change it, okay? As long as you stay on top of this degree plan, then you're good. And only requirement that we have is first semester degree plan and the final degree plan. So you need to submit the final degree plan toward the end of this one semester prior to your graduation. So for example, you want to graduate in spring 24, fall 23rd, you must submit final degree plan, okay, by the end of that semester. If you don't submit final degree plan, you'll not be able to graduate. If you don't submit first semester degree plan by the end of the first semester, you are not able to register in the second semester, okay? So these two degree plan is very important for master's students, only master's students, okay? For PhD students, you don't have a degree plan. And there is a so-called milestones agreement form, and you need to submit every year, okay? So MA form for PhD students, if you're admitted in a spring semester, then it is the third Tuesday of March. Of course, this is fall 21 semester, so you are admitted for fall semester. Then your due date for this milestones agreement form is third Tuesday of October every year, okay? So you need to talk with your thesis advisor and get this milestones agreement form reviewed by thesis advisor and submit by this the due date. If you don't submit this every year, once again, you will not be able to grade the register for courses. So this is, kind of the milestone that we want to check if you're progressing toward the degree, okay? Once again, this is the fall 21 orientation. So we are talking about the course registration for first semester. But after fall 21, well, even in the middle of the fall 21, you will see course listed for spring 22 next semester. And for spring 22 and the subsequent semesters, you can register on your own. You don't need to talk to advisor. If you need the advising need, of course you can talk to advisor. But for course registration, you don't need to contact us or something like that. So registration for subsequent semesters, register on your own, and early registration is strongly encouraged. Once again, because high demand courses fills up quickly. Okay, and there's often wait list, so be sure to register early and staying on top of it. And to do that, be sure to take care of any holds before registration. Okay, there are sometimes department holds and sometimes university holds, and you need to take care of those holds. And if you think that you already took care of the holds but it is still there, feel free to contact us for department hold. Okay, for any university hold, you need to contact the university office, like the Student Health Services or International Student Services Office. Please always be sure to stay on top of your degree plan for master's students and PhD students. Milestone agreement form. Don't forget about it. All right. For this semester, we are in very unique situation. So President Biden made a proclamation about travel restriction. So what it is that entry into the United States is restricted for those who are physically present within the following countries during the 14-day period preceding their entry into the United States. So those countries specifically listed in presidential proclamation is Brazil, China, India, Iran, Ireland, Schengen area, most of the Europe, South Africa, and United Kingdom. Oh boy, I am coming from here. What do I do? Here is exception for students. So there is national interest exception for the students, NIE. Okay, and what it says is students subject to this geographic COVID proclamation may qualify for a national interest exception only if their academic program begins August 1st, 2021 or later. When does our fall 21 start? August 23rd. So you are, the NIE is applicable to you, all right? So even with this presidential proclamation that restrict entry to the United States from these countries, students, you have an NIE, national interest exception. So students with valid F1 visas intending to begin an academic program commencing August 1st or later do not need to contact an embassy or consulate to seek an individual NIE to travel. You don't need anything, just travel and you will be fine. Okay. So they may enter the United States no earlier than 30 days before the start of their academic studies. So that is our starting date again, August 23rd. So you can come here July 24th. That is the earliest date you can come with F1 visa. Okay. So this information is coming from international student offices, and our UTD International Student Office, Dr. Bita's office, Dr. Josephine Bita's office, and ISSO will ask students to update on visa update e-form. So don't disregard, don't neglect, the email from University of Texas Dallas International Student Services Office. And if you have any update on your visa, be sure to follow the instruction in email and update your visa in the e-form. Okay. So once again, on-time arrival begins July 24th. You cannot come before July 24th, okay? And because of COVID situation, it's pretty complex. So do not try to come here after this date, unless you start your classes online and get visa later. Of course, that is not included in this comment here. But if you already got a visa and if you can come, don't even think about coming after August 23rd. Okay. So we do not recommend late arrival, and because there is a lot to do before you can safely begin classes and satisfy all the requirements. And to travel to the United States, students will need a negative COVID test. So please click here that you can go to CDC, the US CDC website, and what is actually needed. So typically it is the PCR test and the negative PCR test within 72 hours of departure, and you need to provide that to travel to the United States. Okay, I don't see any big issue here because travel, even with this COVID, and the many people are traveling now, and we don't see anything, the outrageous the incident happen in the entry to the United States. But please be sure to check out, and the PCR test is needed for typically the COVID test is needed for the travel. And Arabic students are asked to quarantine 3 to 5 days and take another COVID test 3 to 5 days after arrival. So what is the recommended quarantine? 3 to 5 days in the United States once you arrive, okay? And then, take another COVID test, and please be sure that it is negative after this quarantine period. We don't require 14 days of quarantine, okay? So I didn't get a vaccine yet, and I got a visa. I will travel. Yes, please come. And with negative the COVID test, and you can travel. And once you are here, and nobody's actually swabbing your nose again at the airport, okay, you can go to your apartment, to your friend's apartment, something like that. Take 3 to 5 days of quarantine, and then take COVID test again. Where do I take the COVID test? Oh, in our campus, you can take a COVID test. In our campus, there are vaccines. And if you don't want to come to the campus, many places, it is all free, okay? Both COVID test and vaccine are widely available, and it is free. So you can get here, take three to 5 days of quarantine, and take COVID test, and then you can get vaccine right away, okay? All right, let me talk about a few other things about the graduate program. So once again, the Electrical and Computer Engineering Department has 3 graduate programs. That is a CE, AE, and PE. And between these program is not allowed. The application is needed, okay? You are admitted into electrical engineering and you want to go into CE, it is not allowed. You need to reapply, okay? Vice versa. And the change of concentration from one to another within the same program is allowed. Once again, within the same program. So EE has 5 concentration. You can change concentration. CE has 2 concentration. You can change concentration within the program, okay? To do that, meet with your advisor and get approved by obtaining signature under change of concentration form and submit it. Then your concentration is changed, and your graduation requirement is based on the new concentration that you changed it to. And you are admitted into the PhD without master's. You are very lucky and you are very talented students, and you can submit this form, click here, and submit this form to add the master's into your PhD. after you finish all the master's requirement. So if you get 30 semester credit hours taken here, and you get just the master's added into your PhD. And you are admitted into the PhD without master's, but want to change to master's. I don't want to continue to PhD. You click this form and submit it to change your the status from PhD student status to master's student. Very rare, but you know, there is a case. And almost all the forms are all in one page in the ECE department. So this is ECE graduate forms and announcement page. So this page has most of the graduate related forms here. Okay. If you got conditional admission because you did not submit GRE in the application, you know, there is so-called GRE hold. And this applies to all students, including quick admit student, expedited review students. You need to turn in GRE scores. And the only exception for the GRE requirement is only for fast track students. So vast majority of students here, if you did not turn in GRE in your application, you have a GRE hold in your hold. And the GRE hold will be there until you submit GRE scores, okay? And if you do not submit GRE scores by the end of the fall 21 semester, you will not be able to register for next semester. So please be sure to turn in, if you got conditional admission, be sure to turn in your GRE scores by the end of first semester of enrollment. So that is by the end of December. But, you know, the official scores from ETS to us, it takes time. So please do not try to take GRE. Oh, I will take GRE in early December and I will submit it by the end of December. You may not be able to, you know, register courses for spring 22 on time, or maybe high demand courses are already filled up. And oh boy, I could not take the courses that I want. What do I do? Do it quickly, do it early on, okay? And, you know, so we strongly recommend you to take care of this GRE if you can before you come to UTD. If you cannot, you can come here and then do it here. You know, in probably earlier part of the fall semester rather than later part of the semester. And note that the GRE at home is available. So as long as you have reliable internet connection, you can take GRE at anywhere. You don't need to go to test center, okay? So take care of the GRE hold if you did not submit GRE for your application. And some of you have the prerequisite courses listed in the admission letter. And if you feel that you have already taken prerequisite courses in your admission letter, then fill this form, prove that prerequisites were taken in the last 4 semester of your undergraduate degree with a grade of B or better. Only B or better. If it is C or D or F, of course, not F, you know, C or D, it is not fulfilling this requirement. You need to take it again. And submit transcripts and syllabus of the equivalent course. So you need to find the equivalent course at UTD, and you know, that you can get this waiver of a prerequisite form turned in and approved. And the deadline to submit this request is September 8th. We have a very hard deadline, okay? So I have this prerequisite courses listed in the admission letter. Please do take care of it right away. So earlier the better always. I am transferring from another graduate school to UTD, and I want to transfer the credits. So here is the rule: the transfer credit request for master's students, only 25% of graduate coursework for your degree plan can be transferred from another school. So that means it is 7.5 semester credit hour for master's students. Most classes are 3 semester credit hours. So basically this limits you to transfer 2 courses from another school to UTD. I already took 5 courses, you can only transfer 2 courses, no matter what. Okay, that is the university rule, not department rule. PhD students transfer master's level credit into doctoral program is limited to a maximum of 36 semester credit hours. Okay, and I don't believe that there is this non-degree student here, and complete the necessary paperwork at the end of the first semester at UTD after finishing 9 semester credit hours. If you want to transfer credit, this is the rule. You can complete this paperwork at the end of the first semester after you finished 9 semester credit hours. Only after then you can transfer your credits from another school. Okay. And to transfer credits, of course, you need supporting documents like transcript, course syllabus, and textbook, and assignments, and project examination. You need to show the details why it is equivalent courses and it should be transferred. Okay, if you don't show all this, it is not approved. All right, many students are interested in the scholarships and fellowships, especially for TA and RA. All TAs and RAs must be physically present on campus, and no remote work is allowed. Okay, and for TA appointments are yearly basis. So if you're appointed as TA for fall semester, you are automatically TA for the spring semester as well. And priority for TA is given to the PhD students, and faculty support is crucial. And TA application is only accepted during this period, February the 1st to February 15th. And every year you need to submit it again for next academic year TA appointment. And TA must announce weekly office hours and provide the assistance to the department upon request. And RAs are awarded by faculty members depending on their research funding. So you need to directly contact faculty of research interest to get RA support. Okay, and must register for 9 semester credit hour in long semesters, and for summer must register 6 semester credit hours, but not every year. So we communicate with you which semester, which summer semester you must register for 6 semester credit hours. And all TA RA related documentation and timesheets and alumni support once you graduate, these are not coming to our program. Okay, so the graduate program office does not handle this. I have an issue in TA and offer letter or something. It is all goes to this email, EE employment team. Okay, they take care of all these employment issues. The graduate office don't know how to handle this at all. So please do contact any the documentation about TARA and timesheets. Please contact this office. And there are quite a few fellowships. You can check out this the link, and most deadline for fellowship is June. Of course, it is highly competitive. And the scholarships that the pathways to research scholarship, I already mentioned it. And we already have announced this the ECS $1,000 graduate study scholarship. It is already over for fall 2021, but every semester we will have this scholarship announcement, and it will be announced to you, and it will be available to you once it is available. Okay. And be sure to know that once again, this is the merit-based, not need-based. So no matter how you describe your need, it is not considered. It is merit-based scholarship, and this the scholarship typically comes with a tuition reduction from out-of-state tuition to in-state tuition. So you receive $1,000, that hard money $1,000, plus that the out-of-state tuition to reduce to in-state tuition reduction. So that is pretty hefty, the good money on there. So be sure to stay on top of your academic performance to be considered for this scholarship. Okay, once again, merit-based, GPA, 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 and GRE. Okay, and some scholarships come with a tuition reduction. I mentioned it, and all eligible students will be informed once it is available. And I already mentioned about this, the merit-based scholarship requirement. I have just a few more slides. I know it is already over the past 10:30. Please stay with me. I just have a few more slides. So international student orientation will be happening for international students by International Student Services Office. And no schedule is announced yet for summer, the fall 21 semester yet. But once it is available, it will be posted here. So please go ahead and click here and so to bookmark it. And of course, you will be informed from ISSO, but bookmark it and attend international student orientation if they provide the fall 21 orientation. And actually, many recorded fall 20 sessions and some other the earlier term sessions are available here than in YouTube. So you may watch that to see what's going on. And the new international student checklist is here. That is provided from ISSO office, not our office, not from the department. So please go ahead and check this checklist here. And international student organizations, we do have a lot of these organizations, and they have their own orientations. So try to contact with relevant organization. So we have Indian Student Association, Friendship Association of the Chinese Students and Culture, Pakistan Student Association, Bangladesh Student Organization, Korean Student Association, Iranian student community, and there are many other student organizations with ethnic heritage. And also, you may want to contact this graduate student association. That's the student assembly for the entire university for the graduate students. For information resources for the UTD that provides computer accounts. And if you have a trouble on login and password, please contact this office. And for any problems and assistance in computer accounts and information resources, always contact this. And then, your access to computers and other information resources is provided for education and research only. And do not ever share your user ID, net ID, and password. And if you do, you may lose access to computers and critical software necessary for your study. And unauthorized use of OIT resources will be penalized. Okay. And this is fairly important, and many students just forget. So all official communication will be through UT.edu email only. Okay. From this point on, don't use your personal email address to communicate with us. The department, ISSO, OIT, always use UT email. Otherwise, it may not be, received, or it may not be responded. Okay. Please use all communication in UTD using UTD email. Okay, here is about the computer labs. That open access computer labs for student use can be found in the following location. Once you are physically here, and the engineering open access labs is located library, third floor in the library, and there is another room that's North Engineering and Computer Science Lab, ECS North Building 4.324. You can find the computer labs there. And ECS North 4.326, actually right next to this room, is called the Solarium, and this is also computer labs. Well, all these good things about this, the online mode of operation is that you can actually access to all these computer labs online, and it is only accessible through VPN. Okay, you don't need to physically go to the computer labs to use these computer resources. Okay, you can access virtually through this virtual access link. Once again, you must go through a VPN, UTD VPN, to access to this network. Okay, and once again, for all these, any questions, please send your questions to OIT, not our office. So this is a quick overview about the academic dishonesty and plagiarism. Well, because of time, I'd like to not read all this, okay? I think this is the last slide that I have. So we are paperless, not paper-based. So ECE Graduate Office is operated in paperless mode. No physical copy of any form is accepted anymore. Okay, you may talk to current students and, oh, I turned in all forms in just physical forms. No, that is not accepted anymore. Okay, we are paperless. So your form must be submitted by email to ecegradprogram@ut.edu. And for any the graduate program related matters, please send an email to this email address. And when you do contact us, please refrain from using abbreviation in your name in any form or any communications. Please do not use abbreviation in your name. Okay, I often still see a lot of students just it's habitual to use abbreviation in your last name and first name. Do not ever use it because there are so many students and we cannot see if this student is that student. Okay, please be sure to use full name in your communication. And if you did not receive a package which contains all these slide sets and the forms and things like that, please write to us in the chat box with your name and email address, and we will send it to you. Okay. And for those who did not send us RSVP in the web form, but you are here in the orientation, please write to us in the chat box your name and email address so we have your record. And so we don't exclude you in the future communication. There may be some very important communication before the fall semester starts, okay? So please be sure to write your name, email address in the chat box, okay, if you did not send us RSVP. You know, you are already admitted and you already attend this orientation, so it may not be relevant to you at all, but we have this application admission FAQ page, and it is constantly updated for the future information. So if you have any friends or anybody else just to contact you for about UTD, ECE graduate program and application admission, you know, direct them to this web page, and most of the common questions are answered here. Okay. And here are some online resources, extra online resources, and we have a social media for our ECE graduate program. So please participate in this social media in Instagram and Facebook. I think that's all I have for this the orientation. I apologize that it takes a very long time, and it is already past, you know, the 10:30. And I really appreciate all for coming this orientation, and I hope you find this orientation informational. And then, you know, once again, in the chat box, if your question is not answered yet, don't worry about it. We will follow up, and we will diligently follow up, and we will answer your question in email. Okay, so please be sure to leave your name and email address, and we will follow up. Okay, if you already did RSVP, we have your email address and all that, so we will follow up. Okay, I think the many questions are already answered in the chat box and in this presentation already, but any question which is not answered, please go ahead and leave your question in chat box. I will stay here just a little bit if you want to ask questions live, okay? But before we end this session, Larry, are you still here? Okay, probably the Dr. Obazet is not here. Nasser, are you still here?
Yes, I am.
Can you give the one short closing statement for the students?
Yeah, welcome to UTD. We look forward to seeing you at UTD. There are many exciting things happening at UTD, and we wish to see you here at UTD soon. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Nasser. So if you don't have any questions, you may leave the session. If you have any questions, please go ahead and write it down in the chat box, or you can stay and I will stay here a little bit to answer your question live. Okay, I will stop here for the recording of this orientation.